Joining us. I think we'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes for folks to join, and then we can get it started. Is NewBK on the call?
Not yet.
Okay, NewBK will join us shortly. Ifeanyi, I know you, both of you were all in the same WhatsApp group, except I feel like I've been the least active in that group.
Yeah, you
but
probably, yeah, it's all right.
And the reason for that is because I wanted to make sure that I keep all the conversation I have to, or everything I have to talk about on this call. So
Okay.
I hope you are as excited as I am. I think we'll wait for NewBK to join and hopefully open the session since, and then we'll just talk a little bit about what we're doing with Raised by Borderless and how you both agreed to be our, I don't know, if you want to call yourself like alpha testers of this thing. But yeah, we're super excited to have you.
Same here.
Happy
We
to
are
be
excited.
here.
We're glad to be here.
Yeah.
We're excited, trust me.
And as the more I learn about like your product, the more excited I get because I'm like, this is so cool. And also what a great market to sell it in, like Middle East. Middle East is always screaming luxury.
Yeah.
I would definitely buy from you because I'll probably find like honest pieces because people have the money to spend and they want to fall out. So
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah. I think Newbie, there goes Newbie.
NewBK, we've been waiting for you.
You're on mute. We can't hear you, bro.
Oh, sorry. I was actually onboarding another founder team. I had their 15-minute coaching accountability meeting just there as well. So yeah.
Same backdrop.
Yeah, Newbie, thank you for joining. And I think before we get started, I would love for you to just like share a little bit about what we're doing with Raise and how we're working with founders, like BOPF, and like the purpose of this. We know that we like Hadiza and Ifeanyi, we like their business, but can you just talk about why we are doing this?
Yeah, definitely. So I think first thing first, I used to be a founder in my former life, so I know the sweat, pain, and tears of just this journey. It's a hard one. I don't think I would ever do it again. And so the next best thing is actually to just share on people who have decided to choose this life for themselves.
Told me that would be this nice time to say that.
No. I mean, again, I've had my fair share, but again, I believe that. But that's still said, like I think entrepreneurship is required. I mean, someone has to do it. And so how can I best support people to do that? Yeah, and again, to have not just one, but two people, like again, people doing this together as well, I think it's really good as well, I guess that support for each other. And so from that lens of supporting founders, again, like, I mean, Joe and myself started like Hulk a long time ago to put our money where our mouth is, and not just thinking about advice alone, because capital is like, you can't out innovate capital, like you need capital for you to scale and grow your business. And so Hulk started, and then tooling for Hulk started, which is Borderless. But while Borderless is a very like community, which is very critical, by the way, like community driven collective type thing, I really believe that the founder also has something to bring to the table. And so how do we activate a founder's like network, a founder's community, pretty much. And so that's where Raise came about, to say, okay, how can we work with founders, not just tech, but again, they're just tech and processes and workflows to just, again, help them activate their network and really curate that belief capital from their network as well, and let that be this, pick up the snowball effect that then other angel investors, VCs, and the likes can then jump on as well. And so that's where Raise came about. And so excited to have Ify and Hadiza on the call with us today to just talk about their journey, really go beyond the deck, because again, decks are become a commodity now. Everybody can write a deck. But if you hear the true stories, like why are you doing this, the struggles, the ups, the downs, the ambition, like all of that, just really helps build conviction and just tell a company story that an investor or someone can say, yes, I'm in, I'm ready to back this person. So yeah, that's my short spiel that I was not prepped for.
I think the best speeches happen when you're not prepared. So again, I'm glad that you spoke from the heart. Just quick introduction about like what we're doing. This is what we call Borderless Conversations, or in conversation with founders who are building with a borderless lens. These are both of you moved to Dubai. Now you're building from there to the world. It's super exciting. And the race product, which we'll actually talk about less, part of this is to essentially help you enable that community that you can beyond just selling to them. And for those who don't know me, my name is Joe Kinvi. I'm the founder of Borderless. And Raised by Borderless is one of those products for awesome founders like Ife and Hadiza. We have a couple of questions. We want to know, like, behind the scene, the company, Dubai, Ife, I did some research and I did some research and I found out that you were doing some stuff in the past. I had to like go dig a little bit, but we'll go straight into it. But this is, again, like one of these media pieces so that people can get to know you, the founders behind the business. And hopefully, if they're not investors, they can hopefully become, customers, or at least they just get to know more about what you're building. And personally, I've been a big fan of sustainability. And I think what you're doing at the intersection of luxury and sustainability is pretty awesome. Now, that's me. You're going to be doing a lot of the talking, so let's get into it. Maybe Hadiza, I'm going to go straight into questions, if that's with your permission. Is that okay?
Go ahead, that's fine.
Okay, awesome. Favor, if you can take down the slides, you can pin the two screens, we can get it going. Amazing. Thank you. So the two of you are married, and you are running a growing business. Like, when did you realize that you could be married and do business together? And maybe, so one person can answer that, and then the other person can answer, what has been the biggest lesson so far?
Okay, so we got a taste of working together already because we worked for the same employer a few years ago. So I would say that's what maybe opened our eyes to the fact that we work really well together in a business environment. And not even that we worked for an employer, but we were given so much responsibility. We pretty much ran the business and we complement each other really well. I have strengths, focusing on marketing, customer relationships and client relationships and sourcing and things like that. He's more the tech guy, digital guru. So we complement each other really well. We also just get along really well. So that's pretty much, we got a taste of it already in a business environment, so we knew we could do it ourselves.
Oh, did you meet at work before you answer?
People always ask that.
No.
Just to add to that, we met at a train station. I think it was 2013.
2013,
June.
yeah.
We met and we hit it off, and that was it. Hadiza tells the story better. Maybe at some point she can tell the story. But we met at the train station in June in 2013. But we worked together. We actually worked a job for 2 years doing what we do today.
Yeah.
I took care of tech. I launched the website. I launched the e-commerce arm of the business, whereas Hadiza took care of customer relationship, meeting people, being nice to people. The bulk of what we do is relationships, and Hadiza is a very likable person. I'm working on that, so I'm sort of the guy behind the scenes, and then I say stuff, Hadiza polishes it and says it better. But essentially, we complement each other. So to answer your question, we never quite thought of it consciously that we're working together as husband and wife. We just get up and do what we have to do because we have a shared goal. We complement each other. We just go out and do it.
Yeah.
We've been married, it'll be 10 years soon. Not quite sure. When exactly. So we just do what we do,
Yeah, we have the same end goal in mind, and we always align.
We never quite sit down and say, oh, your husband and married. We just do what we do. And I think it helps because I'm able to switch between my business hat and my husband hat quite fluidly, same as her as well, with the end goal in mind. That's how we do what we do.
Yeah.
I love it. And wow, guys. Well, I'm also married, so if that helps.
Yeah.
So you know how it goes.
I wanted to, no, this is beautiful to see. And like, met at train station, and you've been working together for 2 years before you got married. Like, that's such an awesome story. Hadiza, as I was saying, I was doing a bit of digging, and I realized that you were doing some stuff back in the days. And for a very long time, you ran a fashion magazine called Style Junkie.
Correct, but that was iffy.
That was
so right. So like, it's like,
but we're the same. So essentially, the question is still valid. So
hey, and wait, tell me about Style Junkie. Like, how did that experience shape you, especially doing like fashion magazine in a place like Nigeria, and essentially using that to build trust in a luxury resale space today?
It's a great question. I think for context, I launched Style Junkie in 2013 with two of my friends for two reasons. Firstly, because I like fashion. I love the first thing that when people describe Ify, one of the first things they say is that fashion guy. That's one reason. Secondly, I consider myself a fairly technical person. And this was the time when WordPress was still a thing. WordPress is a thing now, but that was before IG became what WordPress is. You get the point. So I launched it with my friend, and what I learned quickly was the power of building trust, like you said. Not long after we launched it, we became some version of an authority. Take it or leave it. We had people reaching out to us with their portfolios because I don't know, for some reason, people weren't putting their stuff on their walls. They were their IG feed, whatever, but they came to us with their portfolios and they needed our validation, and we put it up, and then that was a cool thing. We had Orange Culture by Adebayo. We had Maya Tafo, believe it or not, at the time, anyway, long story short, but what I learned was the power of trust. Okay, so fast forward to BOPF now, a bulk of our success is attributed to the fact that you can trust us. We are some version of an authority, although, of course, final authority rests with the brand. It's important to say that because you don't know where this video will go. That's what happens everywhere. You have to say that when you do stuff like this.
Yeah.
But we have become some form of an authority in the industry. So this is what helped. That's something I learned with Style Junkie, the power of being an authority in your space as far as resale goes. That's one. But it's also important to emphasize that with BOPF, something we didn't have when we did Style Junkie, with BOPF, the commercials are clear. The commercials have been clear from day zero, so which is why this is a better venture. But it still boils down to trust. It still boils down to people know that if BOPF posted it, it's authentic. If BOPF said it, it's most likely what it is. You understand?
Love it. I love it. Yeah, I love like, it's rare these days to see founders that have been doing the same thing for a long time, and it gives me so much like comfort that it seems like this is what you do. And I can't wait to come to Dubai and hang out with you. Hopefully you can style. Really, I don't have a sense of style, so
to help. You can help.
I trust you'll take care of me. I'm gonna go back to just again BOPF as a business. You started off with selling pieces from your own wardrobe. Like, what was the turning point that made you think, this could be a global business?
Okay,
I'll give it to you.
Yeah, so we know the industry. We're experts in the industry even before we launched. So maybe, I don't know if there was so much of a point where we're like, this is going to go global. I think we already knew the traction the industry is getting, and it's, it still remains the same today. So yeah, we did start with our own wardrobe. We wanted to launch with, I think we launched about 20 pieces from our, and a combination of my closet, his closet. And even just from the first week when we launched, he was just out the door to his 9-to-5 job. We already got a sale, and then we also got, I remember the first consignment. I was just so excited. It just happened very quickly. The first consignment was a Louis Vuitton bag, which that bag sold very quickly as well. So combined with the fact that we're experts in the industry, we have an amazing network already of VIP sellers, buyers. So we kind of started off with the ground. What's the phrase?
Hit the ground
Hit the
running.
ground running. So we knew the potential already, and then it just translated to how, like, it became reality when we actually launched the business. So yeah, selling from our own closet, and then from there, maybe the following week we got two different sellers with really great closets. It was a mixture of Hermès bags, the most expensive bags in the world, other amazing designers, sellable bags, and clothing, just really strong pieces. So it didn't take long from launch date to, just take off of the business. It started out really, really strong.
Just to add to what Daisy said, you have to remember two things. We're experts in the field, not just to throw the word casually, not like I'm trying to toot my horn. It's like when we didn't start out experimenting.
Yes.
We done this, literally done this. That's what we did together for 2 years. So when we made the decision to start BOPF, I mean, between both of us, before we started BOPF, our combined resale experience was about 8 years, because Lisa did it for 5 years. I did it for 2, 3 before I moved on into hospitality, which is what I did now for my 9 to 5. So that morning, I remember, and I've done Style Junkie, if you remember, to step back. When I launched Style Junkie, I did the same thing. We launched with like 3, 4, 10 designers, right? And we got designers. So the same thing. I knew that if I go live, or if we go live with like 20 SKUs, it's just so that, again, there's trust. But that's not where we're going. We know what will happen. So we took the website live with 20 SKUs, but within that same week, within the same month, relationships. Our biggest asset is our relationships, our community. Biggest thing we have going for us. So within that week and the month, the relationships came through, right? We got the drop of the Hermès pieces. I think it was like 10, 15 pieces amongst other stuff. We sold. Hadiza had bought this dress for $200 plus minus. That's what it cost. She had bought it a while back. She'd used it with care, obviously, because that's what sustainability is about. And that was our first sale. I remember that week we sold the same dress, believe it or not, for plus minus the same price. So that's the beautiful thing about what we do.
That happens a lot, yeah.
It happens because it holds value.
Yes, yeah.
Right? So she sold it, made money back. We've done this, multiple times. And then to finalize, like just like Hadiza said, we sold the LV Petite Mallet.
Yes,
If you know LV, it's a monogram trunk bag. We sold it for around 7,000 dirhams, which is like $2,000 cash transaction.
Yeah.
And then that was it. We just
then just from there,
This is like beyond, like, of course, all the research that I did. I'm learning so much from one word you've thrown around a couple of times is consignment.
Yes.
For people who don't know what that is, can you just explain it? Like,
I was thinking it would be great to kind of explain the whole business model from the get-go. So we're the middle guys. We connect VIP sellers with buyers. So it's like a two-pronged approach. We have relationships with sellers who drop off their closets with us on consignment, meaning we don't buy it up front. Our sellers trust us to hold the items, market, list, promote on socials and digital, like it's with us in our possession. Then we find buyers to buy them through our channels. And then once the sale is finalized, we now pay the seller. So we don't buy up front. We are taking them on consignment, meaning we hold them until the sale is made. So that's,
you don't technically keep stock, because usually like people are spending X amount on inventory. So you're keeping stock, but you're not spending on stock. Right?
Yes, we're physically keeping it, but we're not
buying it. We're not acquiring it.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are a couple of people who are trying to join, which I'll let them in. Okay, that clarifies things for me, because like as a non-fashion, not so fashionable guy, I did not know. Well, like I kind of knew what consignment is, but I think you've explained it much better. So the first piece was, did you say 7,000 dirham?
It's like the first major buy,
$7,000, about $2,000.
So we went from 7,000 dirham, which sounds like a lot of money, but then you've done over nearly 6 million dirham. And this is like 3,000 orders, right?
Yeah.
Is that a number? Yeah.
Is that?
That's the number. That's the number. Since we started,
That is an insane amount of money. Like you're talking nearly $2 million of sales, 3,000 orders. Like, what have you learned about the people who buy from you, and what keeps them coming back?
All right, I'll go and Hadiza finish up.
Yeah.
Essentially, there are two big buckets of people who buy from us.
Mhm.
People who discover what we do and they go, wow, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe this was something I didn't know about. And then they just become lifetime customers. Our repeat customer rate is at 32.5%.
Wow.
And it's an interesting number because we're not selling FMCG stuff. We're selling stuff that ranges anywhere from $200 to $20,000 if we're lucky, you know, if a big sale happens. And these things are made to last, right? So ideally, an LV bag can last 20 years. I have one that's 20 years. I did it. So, but the reason that people keep coming back is because of the intersection of value and price, and also finding stuff. So, like luxury today is gone beyond the price tag. It's about stories. It's about experiences. It's about memories. So, for example, we could have a Chanel jacket that just another story. We have an avid collector of Chanel, a customer somewhere in the world. She loves Chanel. So, for example, she missed a Chanel jacket when it came out in the store or whatever last season. I mean, if you know anything about these pieces, if you miss it, it's gone. You're not going to get it in the store.
Yeah.
It's only through people like us you can find it. So we have this sort of clients, people who keep coming back to us for the intersection of value and price, and people who discover that there's such a beautiful thing that is sustainable, that's affordable, and then they become lifelong customers. So to answer your question, we've discovered that, you know, that's how we acquire customers and keep them coming back.
Yeah, I also feel like we are very, there's players in the market, but our niche, I would say, is that we are very curated in the sourcing. We don't just accept everything. I'm very proud of the stock that we have. The items that we source and the items that come our way are just very beautiful items. So that's another thing. I know clients, they're waiting, whether it's on Instagram, you know, they're waiting for the next drop of these items that we have. So I would say another key thing is our selection, our quality. And then, like if you said, the price point is a key thing as well.
I want to talk about drop culture. Like it's becoming a thing, right? And like, what is influencing this trend? Because I'm seeing like people are doing drops, and I'm like, this is hella dope. Like it's really cool. Like what's influencing this? Is it like exclusivity, or
I would say you don't know what's coming. You literally don't know what's coming, and everything is one of one as well. Literally one of them. So people will be waiting to see what's coming next. You don't know what's coming. We don't even know what's coming. You know. So
we've had we've had so many stories in the past, babe. We've had like Chanel drops, people fight over.
And trying to manage
people, you know, because it's such a great price. It's something you will never find again if you miss it. You know, over the years, both at BOPF and in places we've worked for in the past. It's just the reason, like you said, is for us. It's one of one, and you never know. And also the fear of missing out, because once it's gone, it's not like you go to the Adidas store that they have 10 pieces of the same shoe. It's gone. You know,
it's gone. Once it's gone, it's gone. That's the
And the other thing you mentioned is, if you mention something about a Louis Vuitton bag lasting 20 years, like
it's built an
asset, right?
Yeah, like if the old, before the new Pharrell and all these guys, the new LV, right? If you go to the vintage LV, there's a date code. If you raise it somewhere to the train person, you can find the date code somewhere under the strap that tells you when it was manufactured, where it was manufactured. They average 10 to 15, 20 years. The vintage ones. But unless you literally shoot the bag, it's not gonna die. That's why it costs money, you know. That's why.
Okay, well, I need to up my Louis Vuitton game because I have zero.
We have a lot of great prices, great people, men and women.
Amazing. I'm going to continue. I have like a couple of other questions, and I want to talk about like winning and keeping that customer. You say your return rate is over 30%, which is like quite high. Like what have you learned about like what makes people come back, but also like what makes your model truly sustainable?
I think Should I take this paper? And
Okay,
then
okay,
you
go
can
ahead,
to add to that, beyond the intersection of value and price that I've talked about, unit economics makes sense in terms of sustainability from a business perspective. The unit economics makes sense. Like I said, the average for a long time, the AOV is like $1,000. So if you're buying something around, maybe even if you, and the lower the price for us, typically the higher the margin. That's how the industry works. We didn't make the rules, you know. So there is a decent margin in the product. So imagine you buy something for $1,000 and we're making like 30-something%. This is the industry standard in the region. There is enough cash in the.
Let me stop you there. Did you say 30-some%?
In some cases,
Yeah.
the margins. I can say this because it's the industry standard. I didn't make this up. It's verifiable. Like the margins drop with the higher the cost.
Yes.
So the higher the price of the item, the lower the margin. But still, it's still a big bucket of money. Because if I'm doing 15%, it's 15% of Hermès, which is not of anywhere not of $5,000 or $2,000. You know, no. So it's still essentially from a sustainability perspective for a business, the unit economics makes sense. Okay, in terms of the sustainability of a business, that's one side. In terms of the sustainability from a customer perspective, like we said, it's nice. Why I say this to my friend, example, this shirt I'm wearing is Prada, right? Why would you pay $2,000, $3,000, $1,000, 2,000 dirhams or $1,000 in the store for a t-shirt when you can get it from me for $200 or $300? Even if you're Cristiano Ronaldo, it's still okay to save a little bit of money. It's the same and it lasts, right?
And it's product.
That's why people come back.
And if you know anything about fashion, it's one thing to buy leather goods from luxury, right? But to buy ready to wear from luxury, you have to be like a sheikh. Real talk. Like in Dubai, just a side story. You go into the Zara store, ladies are with their Hermès bags shopping in the Zara store. Right? Ask yourself why they're not shopping the ready-to-wear clothing in the Hermès store. It's expensive. It's ridiculously expensive. But that's where we come in. That's why we have repeat customers, because the moment you taste it and you see that this can
really
happen,
good value for
then you're
them.
gonna keep coming
yeah,
back.
their quality, they last. You're getting really good value. Yeah.
No, I love this. Like I want to
And then you can resell it.
Yeah, you can
People
resell.
go back from buyers, the customers, the buyers,
Yes.
buyers,
It's
sellers.
great. The circular fashion economy is amazing. It just keeps going. You know, it's a very sustainable model. The life cycle of an item can just keep going, and especially if it's luxury, because it's just really well made. You know.
No, this is I'm so glad it's not Newbie hosting this conversation and it's me, because like and like my brain is just going all over the place. I'm conscious of time. You know, we've got 10 minutes left. I want to ask, like, you've mentioned quite a lot of stuff around like what your competitive edges, right? You know, people keep coming back. You have community. If you had to rank it, is it brand, technology, community? Like, where would you put those three? Like, what comes first?
You wanna go for a bit?
Community.
Yeah.
Community. Yes, that's the number one for sure. Without the community, we wouldn't be where we are. And I hold the community. It's a very valuable part of the business for me, and I really take care of the community. So from number one is the community. You agree?
Tell them how you get sellers.
Oh, okay, yes. So like I mentioned before, the business model, we get sellers who sell to us, and then the buyers. The selling side of the business, about 95% of it is purely referral. And it's just because of the relationships I've built with all of these ladies who have amazing closets. So one lady, she's happy with, you know, working with me, doing business with me. She now refers me to her friend. Her friend gives me an amazing closet. And then it's just like a domino effect. From the beginning, it has been mainly referral when it comes to the seller side. So all the best closets, when I get that message, I know it's going to be a good closet. So it again, community is the number one. Yeah.
And so 90% referral is crazy.
Yeah. It's been amazing.
Because just to add to that, if you think about it, you can do performance marketing, you can do ads and say, sell your closet with me. You can do all of that stuff, right? But for somebody to give you a trunk full of Hermès bags, it's not ads.
Yeah.
You know, one
yes.
day we're driving with Hermès bags in the trunk. All of a sudden, my trunk costs more than the car. Yeah, if you add it up, but definitely it's not ads. That's a relationship. That's
It's
community.
relationship,
That's
yeah.
no ads can do that for you. No, you know, it's community. It's relationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. And I mean, you've done this so far, self-funded, which is very rare. And like now you're thinking about bringing some investors in. Like, why now? And like, what will the next round like actually fund for the business and the community? Because it seems like you kind of know what you're doing. You know, good referrals, you've got great pieces. You were mentioning about people giving you their wardrobe, which is pretty cool. New term that I've learned today, by the way. Like, like what happened? Why now? And also, what will that money do for the business?
That's how you go.
You go first, and then I did. Oh, I start and you finish. What do you want to do? All right, Carlos. I'll start. Carlos is something still in Dubai. I'll start and use it with the numbers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, the reason is because, in a nutshell, in one word, we're leaving money on the table, right? For context, we are going to finish the year with say two point something million dirhams, 2 million dirhams, you know, 2.2 this year.
Wow.
And it's a wife, it's a husband, and one full-time staff and kids, you know, so it's a lot. We are very scratching the surface of what we can do. It's not from a lack of know-how, it's not from a lack of expertise, it's not from a lack of we know what to do, we've done it. It's just we simply cannot do. We know if we do part ourselves, the way the two of us. I have work, we have kids. Okay, for context, these are received stock of a couple $100,000 recently.
About $200,000
Put
in
value
just
on
a
the
matter
stock
of days.
she
Yeah.
received. So we need to be able to warehouse that and process that.
Yes.
And then we have people who, if we go back to them, they will give us more.
Yeah.
But there have been times where we've held back on stock simply because we don't have the capacity to do that. You know, so I think that that's what the money will do. Believe it or not, we've never launched. I work in marketing, so I know what it means to launch a 360 campaign. I know what it means to hire the right media buying agency, to hire the right creative agency, to hire the right PR agency. This is what I do for work. But we haven't done that. We've just been like, you know, as best as we can. But this is what the money will do. Again, in the region, there is only one clear resale player. It's called the Luxury Closet in Dubai. And he's biggest out of the US because of how much stock is here. The biggest players in the US is called the Real World. Outside of that is this guy. He's called the Luxury Closet. Huda Beauty just invested in him like a couple of years ago because of the opportunity. And nobody is fighting with him. Nobody is playing with him. In Dubai, you have all kinds of industries like delivery apps, all of that. People are killing themselves in those industries. But in this particular industry, nobody's playing with this guy simply because you need to have done what we've done to be able to play. You came into the region today with a bag full of cash. Who's going to give you Hermès bags? No one knows you. Like, are you going to buy it off them? Then you deplete your cash flow. You need to have done what we've done to be in a position to succeed. Do you understand? Like, how are you going to authenticate? If someone gives you a fake bag, what are you going to do? It's such a niche industry that you need somebody who has been able to do what we've done to be able to succeed. And till today, the only clear player is the Luxury Closet because of, you know, he's done it, and I guess nobody's willing to, you know, nobody, you know, I mean, but the point is there's money on the table, okay, and investors will help, you know, get some of that money.
So then to add to that, like,
No, go ahead.
okay, so yeah, like the capacity we've reached, and there's just so much potential. And when you do research of the industry, whether globally or regionally, GCC, the projections are very positive. I mean, the potential is massive, and the trend of the industry is just a very positive one. Currently, I mean, in the UAE, the resale numbers are a bit sparse, but currently it's 341 million as of this year. And for the region, it's expected to grow to 3.5 billion by 2035. It's being driven by Gen Z, millennials. They really love shopping resale. They care about sustainability. They care about buying items that have a story. It means a lot. So that segment of people is what's driving the industry. And then on top of that, we're in the GCC, and the luxury market in the GCC alone is just massive. GCC, but then within UAE, out of the total value of the luxury goods market in GCC, UAE holds 56% of it. there's a lot of luxury goods lying around. There's a lot of market potential for this industry. So we know the only way forward is just growth. But as if he said, it's just reaching that capacity, and then just everything that he just said. So just that.
Yeah.
This is excellent insights, because like I know when I go to Dubai, all I see is the designer. I've actually thought about like the resale market until I started talking to you guys, and I'm like, oh my god, duh. Like, I'm guessing you probably have the biggest supply. And just a little question outside of this is like, do you ship internationally? Because I would buy you, because you probably have a lot of.
We ship everywhere. We ship to Ghana. We ship to South Africa.
Nigeria.
We ship to Nigeria. We ship to Brazil.
We
ship
ship
to
worldwide.
Japan, Hong Kong. Everywhere. We shipped to about 30-something countries since we started. And recently we partnered with eBay, and just again to put that out there, eBay is investing heavily in the pre-loved luxury section. Earlier this year, they hired. Do you guys know Wisdom K? He's a influencer. He's famous. He's like one of the biggest influencers in fashion. They hired him to curate a pre-loved luxury fashion show, and I'm sure he must have charged a lot. They're investing heavily because they know that there's money to be made here. And we have a meeting with the directors from eBay. We're supposed to meet them for lunch, I think, next week, because we partnered with them to sort of penetrate this region, to move some of the stock we have to the US, which we've already been doing, but just via a platform to US, to UK, and other European countries. To answer your question, yes, we ship.
I have a confession to make. One of the syndicates that I manage recently invested in a company of that portfolio, and eBay was the lead investor. And that company is Preloved Space.
So it makes sense. eBay is heavily.
We'll take this offline, because I don't want to be spilling people's beans on the internet. But also, I wanted to take a pause here for people who are on the call. If you have any questions, please use the comments section just to paste it there so that we can pass it on. And if you are shy and you ask the question publicly, what you can do is maybe just send us an email, and we'll make sure to relay the question to the BOPF team. I want to quickly, I've got like one or two questions, and then we can wrap it up, because this has been so insightful. I wished we didn't need to finish this, but we'll have to, because it's late in Dubai. It's quite late for you guys. Let's talk about the risk. Like, every founder faces risk. What's been the toughest challenge that you're managing right now, and how are you pushing through? And I'm speaking as an entrepreneur, and I can tell you that my days go like this, up and down. Like, what's the hardest thing that you're dealing with right now? How are you managing that?
You want to go a bit?
It goes back to what Ify said, is that point of like reaching the capacity. I mean, and trying our best to manage it. That's the hardest part. Yeah, that is the hardest. That is the risk as well. And that's why we're on the call, because we need to fix that so that that's no longer a risk. But we've just gotten to the point where we're reaching that capacity, and it just needs to
to support what Hadiza said. Recently, imagine you start Monday. On one of the, I think 2 weeks ago, Monday, Hadiza flew to Saudi, drop off 2 bags, like 50K US. We're happy.
Sorry, wait. Pause. Saudi, because it doesn't make sense to ship a 50K bag.
No.
It's because it was a very high value bag, and I wasn't comfortable shipping it with DHL. So I flew there instead, and it was 2 handbags, and the combined value was about 54,000 USD. So Hermès bags are very hard to get. They're highly demanded. The resale values of those bags are insane. This trip, it was the purchase of 2 Hermès bags that I hand delivered to the client who was in Saudi. It was
so I bring that up because that was a nice moment. Monday started out nice, good. You deliver money in the bank. By Friday, you forget. You already forgot about the highlight of Monday, because you're dealing with warehouse issues. You're dealing with what are we doing for festive. You're dealing with somebody dropped off so much stock. How are we going to process it? We're overwhelmed, But to answer your question, we get through it by doing what we can with what we have, where we are. We've been doing it for 4 years. One of the biggest challenges I face being the marketeer, like from the tech perspective, is I want to select the right partners to work with. I want to select the right agencies to work with. But given the budget we have, we haven't been able to do that. Obviously, coming from where I work from in corporate, the budgets are big, so I know what can be done. So comparing agencies for my day job versus agencies I'm considering here, it is challenging, but we've managed to automate as best as we can, use sales channel, use tech as best as we can to make our job a little bit easier and maximize my ROI. But it is still stressful because I know I could be doing so much more.
Yeah, just in case people don't realize on the call, like, you are fundraising, right?
Yeah, I mean, we are looking for cash, guys.
and
we're looking for cash.
I want to wrap this up in a very nice way, which is like, for investors on the call or anybody watching this video, by the way, this video will be available. I'd love to know, like, just in one line, why is now the moment to bet on BOPF, and how can investors be part of what's next?
I would say we are at a tipping point
Yeah.
in the luxury resale industry. Like I mentioned with eBay is heavily investing in Preloved luxury now, and we're meeting with them in a few weeks. The reason they're doing it now is because now is the time to do it. It's like eventually Preloved will become like what Uber is to driving, or what it's not going away. It's not going away at all. It's not going away. It's in fact, it's going to come on stronger. So now is the time, just before it goes mainstream, to catch the bus, so that you can reap the rewards later. And we are uniquely positioned to be in the Middle East. We happen to be in Dubai at this time, so it's literally the easiest way to get your foot into the door. So investors can be part of this by backing us, as we take the next journey, the next phase in our journey at BOPF.
I love it. And for investors who are interested in learning more about the BOPF's fundraising, after this session, we'll send a link. If you're watching this video and you're like, oh, I want to be part of this too, you can either comment or just drop us an email, which is raise@onborderless.com, and we'll make sure to introduce you to the BOPF team. The link for the BOPF fundraise is available. We'll share it so everybody can have access to it. And I want to, for people who haven't actually seen your website, I love your website so much because
thank you.
It's a picture of the both of you. It's so dope. I love it. Like, I'm such a big fan. But that's where I want to end this. Any comments before I wrap it up?
No, I mean, I hope I have answered everyone's question. I hope I have anticipated questions you might ask, and I hope I have answered it. Like, I know most people Preloved luxury sounds as a surprise when you hear it. You didn't know it's possible. It's like, wow, that happens. But I encourage you, just do a bit of research. We're not inventing anything. This is something we are not trialing. This is a tested business model that will remain and continue to remain. It's worked in the US. It's worked in everywhere, every major city that you can think of. There are resale players. So I do hope I've answered all your questions. And again, like I said, UAE. If Kim Kardashian was walking on the road in Dubai, people in Dubai would give her a run for her bag game. That's how Dubai goes in luxury. Like, there's no other bag in the world to carry. It's here. What else are you gonna carry? Unless you have the designer make a bag for you, and if they make it for you, someone in Dubai will make it for themselves the next day. There's nothing else to do. All the stock is here.
Yeah.
Think of the dopest luxury fashion item you can possibly imagine in your mind. It's there. Yeah.
No, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for your time. We learned a lot. What we'll do is, for people who were either here, they will get the link, and what newbie, myself, Bolu, will do is we'll make sure to keep you updated on the progress. I now want to send this video to a couple of people who also invested in the company I mentioned, because I think Preloved is, I agree with you, it is the future. Somebody just commented that they're interested to be connected to you, so we'll make sure, Kefilwe will make sure to do that introduction. Ifeanyi, Hadiza, thank you so much for your time. I know it's very late in Dubai, so making the time. New BK, should I give it back to you?
Thank you for having me. Pleasure is ours.
Get on that BOPF train, guys.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.